CMG Financial and mymortgageteam. I often get asked the question, what documentation do I need to get approved for a new home mortgage? Today I thought I'd take a few minutes to go over the core documentation required to get you approved for that new home mortgage. There's three major things that I always ask our borrowers to be. Be upfront, be prepared, and be timely. This will ensure that you have a smooth, seamless, and on-time closing for that new purchase or refinance. So let's get started. If you're a W-2 wage earner, the lender's going to ask that you provide 30 days worth of pay. So if you get paid twice a month, they're going to ask you for 2 pay stubs. If you get paid every week, they're going to ask you for the most recent 4 pay stubs. They're looking for the year-to-date earnings on those pay stubs. So if you work with an employer that handwrites their checks, that's completely fine, but you'll find that the lender is going to talk to your employer and get a little extra documentation, usually something called a payroll ledger, to confirm your true income. As well as pay stubs, they're going to ask you for your most recent 2 years W-2s. If you're not able to find those at the house, the lender can talk you through exactly how to order those through the IRS. As well as your W-2s, if you are someone that receives bonus, overtime, or commission, you may have the lender ask you for your tax returns for the most recent year to confirm exactly all of your write-offs. So have those readily available just in case the lender does ask you for those tax returns. If you are a retiree, the lender is going to ask you for your awards letter from the current year. As well as the awards letter, they may ask you for bank statements for 3 months to show proof of the direct deposit going in every month. As well as the bank statements, 1099s for 2 years are usually required. Again, if you aren't able to find those at the house, the lender can talk you through exactly how to order the 1099s through the IRS. As a self-employed borrower, the lender is going to ask you for your 2 most recent years of your tax returns, unless otherwise notified with a specific program. But 2 years is usually required. All schedules will want to be reviewed to make sure that the lender can find as much income as possible. So providing all pages is key. As well as providing the tax returns, they're going to want to show proof that you have been self-employed for at least 2 years. You can provide your business license, or you can provide a letter from your CPA stating that you have been self-employed for at least a 2-year window. As well as the income, we want to show proof that you have satisfied the IRS lien. The lender can only use taxable income to get you approved, so showing proof that you have paid the taxes on that particular income will allow us to move forward and get you approved quickly. So that should take care of all of the income documentation. If you receive child support or alimony, get with your lender. They'll talk you through all of the requirements on the specific incomes for the extra income that you might be receiving. So let's talk about assets and your cash to close. If you're going to be using your own funds, the lender is going to ask you to provide 2 months bank statements or a 60-day bank printout online or transaction printout online. So make sure that you, if you're going to use the transaction history, make sure that you print out the welcome page that shows your name and your account number, as well as providing the URL at the bottom of all the pages. So you don't have to get really too fancy. Just go into your online banking and pull up 60 days and just hit print, and that's usually satisfactory enough. If you are going to, so now you have your bank statements. Review those and look for any large deposits. A large deposit is considered anything over 1% of the sales price that you're looking to purchase, or if you're looking at conventional financing, it's anything over 50% of the income or gross income that you currently have. So review any large deposits that are not payroll related. The lender will want you to document source and season and paper trail those large deposits. So if you sold a home, they're going to want you to provide the closing disclosure. If you sold a boat or a car, they're going to want to see a bill of sale and a copy of the check, etc., etc. So make sure that all of those large deposits can be documented. You can also provide a 401k statement, a mutual fund, a brokerage account, any other documentation. Just make sure that it's 60 days or 2 months worth of that particular statement to provide proof of those assets. If you're receiving a gift from family, talk to the lender just to confirm exactly what they will want you to provide for gift documentation, but usually it's proof that the donor has the funds with a bank statement and also a fully executed gift letter signed by all parties. So that is what's required when it comes to providing proof of your cash to close. So moving right along, a photo ID will be required to satisfy the Patriot Act. We find regularly that we receive photo IDs that are blacked out or are not legible. So be sure to make sure that this photo ID is legible. Easy process, just take a picture on your phone, email it to yourself, and then you can email it directly over to the lender through one of their secure transfers. And lastly, you'll find that the lender may send you in advance some some forms to sign. Usually their ink signature is required. That's probably a Social Security authorization, a borrower's authorization, and a 4506. We call them here at CMG pre-application documents. We want to make sure that we kickstart your application and get all those verifications done early on in the process. So if you are ready to get pre-approved for a new home mortgage, call my mortgage team here at 615-456-4456. 456-4456. We'd be honored to work with you and get the process started. Thank you again for allowing us this opportunity.